Well, welcome to episode number 37 of Ralph's Stuff. We have two segments for your viewing pleasure tonight. Mow is the first segment, and it concerns mowing out here on the farm in Alexander. In this case, just mowing the yard. However, since we have about 2 acres of yard around it takes some effort and a trip to Max Patch, the legendary mountain up in Madison County, North Carolina. In this show, I scale great heights for you, as this picture of me on the Appalachian Trail shows. I'm standing near the summit of Max Patch, the legendary mountain bald. That's a mountain that for some reason during the Ice Age could something happened to the tundra and the trees no longer grow up there. Wonderful sight to see and well worth the hike, and just shows you that we go places for you that others don't. So we hope you enjoy tonight's show. And remember, support Public Access TV. Out here on the farm, we keep about 2 acres of grass mowed around the buildings, around my house, the barns, and of course the buildings for my business. Now, when we're having our usual rainfall for this area, we have the highest rainfall in the eastern United States, and the only place in the continental United States that has more rain than us during the year is Olympia Peninsula in Washington State. However, this year it's been a lot different, so instead of mowing about once a week as we have to during a normal summer, we're mowing about every 2 to 3 weeks now because of the dry conditions. That's Keith Borum on his mower there. Oh, we're in slow motion now. I've got a new camera, and this was the first time I really tried it out well. And I shot some slow motion of the mower going through the grass. It's pretty interesting the way the grass is slowed down enough that you can see the individual blades of grass as they sail through the air. That's Keith Borum, by the way, on the mower. Neighbor of mine that comes over and mows from time to time when we need it. Again, we haven't needed it quite as much this year. But he and his partner have the type of mowers that we need to get the job done quickly and easily, and I can be editing video or shooting video instead of having to actually mow. Now, I've lived here since I was 3 months old in 1946, so when I was growing up and for many years as an adult, I mowed this area. And now that I can afford to have someone else do it, well, that's what I do. But they do a good job. Those zero-turn mowers are really maneuverable. It's amazing how much technology keeps improving. Look at that. He just spins right around right within the length of the mower itself. So he goes around my little maple tree. And it's pretty cool. Here we go with another slow motion segment. And see the grass slowly coming out from the mower. That's pretty neat. I like slow motion. You can really see the action. Pretty cool indeed. It's the first time I'd used it. Just got the camera that week. This was shot week before last, and still learning how to use it. This is a close-up of the wheel of the mower as the grass comes out, and that's no, that's slow motion too. Yeah, now that is neat. That's technology in motion. All right. So I thought you guys would enjoy seeing what a lawn looks like being mowed slowly as we slow down. However, doing slow motion does take up a lot of tape, since a lot more information is being put on at normal speed to get it to actually play back in the slow motion. So you can't use it a lot, but you can get some neat segments on it, and you also lose the background sound when you do that, because of course it's being filmed at a different speed. Actually, a much faster. It films at a much faster speed, so that when you we're in slow motion again, so that when you return, when I'm losing my train of thought, flag that train down. What I'm trying to say, and not doing very well, is that when you're filming slow motion, the tape is running fast, so that when and you're cramming a lot of information on it, so that when you play it back slow, or you play it back at normal speed, it appears to be in slow motion, and of course it is. And here we go again, another slow motion segment, as he trims along the residential driveway. That little white stick in front of him is to has reflectors on it. It's to show people there's a ditch to the right there, and you don't want to run off into it when you're coming out the driveway. Oh, it's nice to know, I think, in all the years that ditch has been there, which is a great many, I've only seen 3 or 4 people run off into it, none of which have been me. He's mowing backwards in slow motion. Cool. And here we go, showing him mowing on the slope below the driveway. Same way. But Bryce is really coming out there. We've had to mow again since this already, because we've had several rains recently, the last few days, and grass is growing again. Grass is pretty marvelous stuff. It knows how to survive. It'll turn brown and bide its time until the rain's right, and then it spurts right up. So it's always a constant battle to keep it looking nice, keeping it mowed down. It's another maple tree that he's passing by, and yet another maple tree to the right there. Pat and I planted those maple trees about 3-4 years ago, and they're really growing well now. They're just little maple, what we call volunteer maples, just little seedlings that had come off of our other maple trees, and we dug them up and transplanted them where we wanted them. So they look pretty good. And those zero-turn mowers really are efficient, because you're not spending a lot of time backing up and making wide turns and all the, ooh, look at that turn, and all the other things you have to do on a conventional mower. You can mow the same area in approximately half the time, according to some of the advertisements I've seen. I don't personally own a zero-turn mower. I do have a riding lawnmower of my own, but as long as I can get Keith and his partner, whose name is also Keith and his other partner Keith, to do this, I don't have to worry about it. If I was mowing it full-time myself, I would definitely invest in one of these zero-turn things. A lot of different manufacturers make zero-turn mowers. It's not restricted to any one brand. That foundation wall behind him is probably, well, it is well over 100 years old. I can remember when I was a very little kid in the late 40s that there wasn't anything on top of it, because whatever building or house or whatever had been there had long since burned or been torn down, and we built the red building that's on the top of it now in the 1950s, and that's an equipment shed to the right, old tobacco planter. is what that was. And that, the other piece of farm equipment there that you can see just to the left of him is a silage grinder and blower. We used to throw stalks of corn into that when I was a kid, and it would be chopped up and blown up a pipe into the silo, where it would actually ferment, and the cows would eat it during the winters, and they liked it a lot. So, and we're in slow motion again, although he's going out of the picture as we look from my production offices, the stairs to the outside stairs to my production offices down towards the barns. That's not too exciting a picture. Still in slow motion, but there's no motion to slow. Well, we'll come back in just a minute to action. I should have cut that out, but it's too late now. I've already got the show set up. Ah, here we go. Good. Wasn't too bad. Still in a little slow motion. The new camera really works well. It's got all sorts of neat features like this, and you'll be seeing more of them as I learn them. So he's down mowing around the barns now and making good progress. They can mow this, the 2 acres. They have 2 mowers like this, although he was by himself this time. But with 2 of these zero-turn mowers, they get the job done quickly. So he goes down around the old milk. That's the old milking parlor from when we had a dairy here that he was riding around. The first Saturday in July, Pat and I decided to go up to Max Patch. Max Patch is a mountain over in the Kingdom of Madison, Madison County, that's very famous. And matter of fact, the Appalachian Trail goes over it. We're going up the dirt road now to Max Patch, and we're almost there. This is the parking lot, which is not very big. This mountain was only acquired by the Pisgah National Forest back in 1988 or late 80s, I think. So they haven't done much to put facilities here. You got to drive up a dirt road for a long way. There's a sign up to the right for the trailhead that leads up to the mountain. And since we couldn't find a parking place, we had to park in the ditch. But with Lieutenant Colonel 4-wheel drive, shock and all, we don't care. We can get out of any ditch. This is up on top of Max Patch. A lot of bugs. Get off my lens, you stupid bug. Lots of bugs for some reason. Max Patch is one of the legendary mountain balls in western North Carolina. A bald, B-A-L-D, is where back in the Ice Age, the tundra had something happen to it, so trees don't grow on the balls. Max Patch is one of the largest. It's over 500 acres up here. In fact, they used to graze cows on it and actually land airplanes. But it's up very high, and you got a 360-degree view of the mountains back out towards Tennessee and around over western North Carolina. So it's a marvelous place if you can get to it. Now we had to hike not too far, maybe about a mile or so up the side of the mountain, carrying our cameras. We took both cameras, the new one and the regular one, and all this footage was shot by Pat using there I am with the new camera off in the distance filming. But this camera that shooting the scenery you see now is the one we used to shoot the road trips with. We're way up. It's a nice day. It was a little cloudy, but still we got some good windows of sunshine that allowed for nice filming. We're 4,629 feet above sea level here. And again, the Appalachian Trail actually runs over the mountain. In fact, that post in the foreground with the white paint patch on it indicates that that's the Appalachian Trail. So those folks are actually hiking with their dogs along the Appalachian Trail. In fact, the Appalachian Trail is about the only way you can get up to the top of the mountain. There are two trails from the trailhead down the parking lot you saw that just a moment ago, but they both intersect the Appalachian Trail. Then you have to climb up to the top of the mountain on the trail itself. So yes, I hiked the Appalachian Trail for you guys so you can see this beautiful scenery. Look at that. We're looking across the bog. And that was it. Now on Rapid Ralph Runs the Roads number 18, which we'll probably show in a week or two, we'll have a much longer segment on Match Patch and show some of the footage from the new camera, which is just absolutely gorgeous. Now we're heading back down the dirt road, and those of you who watched Rapid Ralph number 17, the trip to Match Patch, I don't know why I can't say that, Max Patch, knew that we spent an hour to get here from our home in Alexander, just outside of Asheville. And but when we got up here, we were consulting Karen, the GPS. That's the little square silver box just above the dashboard. That's actually a GPS, and she's in contact with 7 or 8 satellites and calculating our position and speed and all the rest of it in real time. But looking at it, she said that I-40 was only 6 miles away, and I'm saying, whoa, we're way down in Madison County. That can't be right. But I looked, and if you go, and this is the best way to go to go to Max Patch, is to go out I-40 west from Asheville to the Harmon-Den exit, and then go right off the interstate, and up. It's about 6 miles up to the parking lot there at Max Patch. So we decided we'd go back that way. Now it is a 1-lane dirt road, as you're seeing here, and I think rough is a good word to use to describe it. You can see we're bouncing around quite a bit, and I'm not going real fast in the Lieutenant Colonel here, but he eats up stuff like this. He's 4-wheel drive SUV, and shock and awe on 4-wheel drive, as I say in the show, the Rapid Ralph show. So he don't mind this at all, and I enjoy driving off-road like this. I say off-road. This is theoretically a road, but theory often doesn't measure up to reality. It's not too bad though. One thing you have to watch for, though, people on horseback. Horseback riding is very popular in this area, and we'll see some horses as we get a little bit farther along here near Harmon-Den. Harmon-Den Recreation Area is also part of the Pisgah National Forest. So we get ready to turn to the right here to go down Harmon's Den. Now you can also turn left and go up Fines Creek. And Fines Creek is a well-known area of Haywood County, and we'll shortly be crossing into Haywood County if we haven't already. No county signs way back up here on these mountain roads. And you could actually get back to I-40 by going up Fines Creek, or down Fines Creek, I guess would be the correct way, since it flows down that way and then comes back around some way or the other. However, according to Karen, the onboard GPS unit, again, she's that silver box there to the right of the screen, and communications even here in the mountains with various satellites way up there above us in the sky and space. But anyway, Karen says go Harmon's Den. It's closer to get to I-40, so that's what we're doing. Now, Harmon's Den has an interesting story behind it, the name, how it acquired its name. There was an old gentleman back in the 19th century named Harmon Teester. In fact, a movie was made about him recently. And Harmon killed a man, they say, and decided rather than face the law, he'd go hide out in a bear's den, which he did, and it's somewhere in this area. And that's how it came to be named Harmon's Den. And I've had it on good authority that that den still exists, and there's still some of the food that Harmon Teester had stored in there over the years. He was there about 7 years, I believe. Well, still a rough road down through here, that's for sure. And I'm concentrating on it, and Pat's riding along and Karen's doing the navigation. And we're making progress. Now, even though this route was only 6 miles from Max Patch to I-40, it still took us over half an hour to make it, because we're not driving very fast on these rough roads. You can't. You drive too fast and you'll lose traction and just bounce right over the side of a mountain. Not a good thing to do. This is a rather isolated road. Most of it's in the Pisgah National Forest, so you see very few houses. In fact, from Max Patch to I-40, I don't believe there was any private property. I don't remember seeing any houses at all. So when you're up here, Bubba, you own. You better have enough gas, and you better have water, and you better know your way out of the woods. Now here, this road's really rough. The camera just got jarred around. Now it's taking a wonderful picture of my ear. And fascinating indeed. However, we do discover it reasonably quickly and change it back. Now it's swinging back around the other way, and there's Pat. Hi, Pat. How are you? And you can see out the mirror there. And now it's swinging back towards the center again. Now we do discover that it's moving. Oops, that's a little jump. We do discover it's moving around here shortly and stop, and Pat gets back there and tightens it up. In fact, yes, we're coming to a stop now, so Pat's getting out of the lieutenant colonel and walking around. She has to go all the way around to my side and open the rear door to adjust the camera. So now we're adjusted, and yeah, Pat's back in and we are moving again. You can see Karen has the purple road. She's showing us the way it runs, and sometimes it gets pretty snaky down through there as we go around this curve. Oh yeah. See that kink right behind the little car on Karen? You can tell what kind of curve we just went around. So again, she's talking 7-8 satellites at once, and keeping us on the right track. Although it's pretty hard to get off the road up here. There's only one road, and there's very few turnoffs from it, and it's pretty obvious they're not the main route when you come to them. This was actually a pretty pleasant drive. It was rough, but we had some nice country music playing from satellite radio, and really enjoyed it. It was nice. And when you decide to go to Max Patch, notice I didn't say if, I said when. You will enjoy it. This is actually the way to come. Go to Harmon's Den on I-40, as I told you earlier, and then travel on up until you come to the Max Patch parking lot, such as it is, and then hike on up to the Appalachian Trail. And from there to the top of Match Patch, which you've seen, and you know it's really neat up there. And a nice Sunday outing or Saturday. This is on a Saturday that we went to Match Patch. There's the traffic. The traffic's getting too heavy. Oh my, rush hour. I saw a Jeep. Not a lot of traffic up through here. We do come across some four-legged traffic shortly. That is the people riding horseback. As I told you, this is a popular area for that pursuit. And we'll see, you do see occasional signs of that on the road that horses have passed. Some animal pollution, so to speak, but nothing really bad. We're going mostly downhill now, or down the mountain, down toward I-40. And we got only about another five miles or so to get to I-40, so it's not bad. Let me correct myself. I meant to say 5 minutes. About another 5 minutes. We probably got only about a mile or so to go now. And as we get closer to I-40, the road does get a little bit better. And it's not quite as rough here as it was higher up the mountain. Very peaceful out here, though, in the Pisgah National Forest. One of the good things that our federal government does is set aside areas like this for recreational purposes and make sure that doesn't get developed or overused. And as we come around another curve, we see that there's yet another curve ahead of us, but if you're watching Karen, you can tell the curve's coming up. That's one of her uses. Plus, she makes sure we never get lost. Aha, coming to another turn. And we go to the right. That goes up. The other one goes to a camping ground or something, I believe. But we're still very much out in the wilderness. This is not downtown Asheville. This is not Merriman Avenue or Patton Avenue West during rush hour. So if I had to choose which to be on, I take this. This is very, very, very nice. Oh, the bird was flying away from some leavings of a horse. The horses have been through here. And that's all the explanation I'm going to give you. But I was raised in the country, and we expect to see things like that occasionally. Oh no, not another car. That's 2 cars we've seen in the last 3 miles. This is extremely heavy traffic. Well, I'll just have to deal with it, I guess. That's Harmondale Ranger Station and camping area and so forth that we just passed. So, see you again next week on Ralph Stuff. Go to ralphwroberts.com to see this show again.